What is up, guys? Welcome back to a brand new video. Today, we're going to be starting out a brand new series of videos that I'm so excited to finally bring to the channel because Dragon Ball Legends has finally come out on iOS and Android. Globally, it's out everywhere now. I cannot wait to bring tons of content from this game to the channel. But guys, today I wanted to go over something that's very important right in the beginning of the life cycle of a game like this, where you're going to be spending paid currency and a lot of it trying to get the best characters from a gacha system. So re-rolling your account in the beginning is super important because you get access to about 3,000 of the paid currency, which gives you 3 multi-summons. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into how to do that on iOS. So first and foremost, guys, you are going to want to go ahead and just start up your game. Normally, you're just playing as you usually would. And by the way, guys, we are going to fast forward through stuff that takes a little while. So you're just going to get used to basically playing through this over and over again. And then figuring out all the settings and all that good stuff. Always click accept there. You want to go with light version. That's going to take a little bit less time. It's important when you're re-downloading the game to click start new game. Or just downloading it in the first place normally. You have to do this little puzzle solving thing. Really? Alright, whatever. So you have to do like a little puzzle thing, just I guess so bots can't do this. We're going to do minimum data download because that's going to be a little bit quicker. You want to be able to go through the early parts of the game as fast as humanly possible because there's about 10-ish to maybe 15 minutes if you're a little bit slower of unavoidable storyline before you can actually get your gifts and then go ahead and do the triple summon, or probably more preferably the double summon that's going to get you the sparking or sparkling, I forget what it is, characters. I'll get used to the terminology, guys, but basically it's a little bit different on iOS than Android because on iOS you don't have access to the save files like you do on Android. On Android, all you have to do is go into like an iFile type system and just delete a couple files, and then it'll restart the game for you. But in this case, you do it a little bit differently. So you're just going to go ahead and jump through all this early stuff real fast. Just tap as quick as you can. Finish all of these little early prompts and all that stuff. Yeah, I know, I get it. All right. And it's just going to sort of teach you how to do all of the different things in the game, whether that be dodging or moving forward or backwards or attacking or charging key or using attacks or combos or whatever. You know, there's a whole bunch to it, and there's actually a lot of nuance to the team building and strategy generally. The gameplay itself isn't super involved. It's not super crazy difficult or anything like that. You know, obviously there is some nuance to it, but the real strategy-oriented gameplay is going to be in team building, not necessarily when you're just, you know, playing normally. Because again, it's not super complicated. It's a pretty basic battle system. But yeah, I really enjoy this game so far. I've been re-rolling a bunch trying to get the best account that I possibly can, and I figured since I went on the subreddit and I saw a whole bunch of people asking, how do you do this on iOS? You know, I can't figure out how to do it on iOS. Then, oh, you're gonna want to skip this movie. It's just a like early game movie. They can't figure out how to do it on iOS, so I figured, hey, you know, I might as well make a tutorial and see if people can get something out of it, and then it'll also get me a good gauge of how popular the game's going to be on the channel if I continue making content on it. By the way, guys, this was sort of a thrown together overlay and all that good stuff. I'm going to be improving it over time. I'm going to try to get more higher res, higher quality overlay art to use, and you know, I tend to improve these things over time. I just really wanted to make this video day one, or at least iOS day one, and get it out there for everyone to be able to take advantage of and see, because I don't know when the login bonuses are going to get taken away, and we might as well just get this out as soon as possible so as many people as possible can take advantage of it and get the best accounts that they can without spending a penny. And that's really the goal here, is that you get as much as you can out of not spending anything on the game, because gacha games are pretty notorious, especially Dragon Ball gacha games, for being relatively expensive to just compete in. And getting, you know, an early head start by getting some really rare characters through rerolls because of these awesome bonuses they've given to us for the crazy amount of downloads that they got, makes it a little bit easier to at least start out the game and be competitive and have a good time with it. You know, obviously this kind of game isn't going to be something that everyone sticks to over time, but you know, a lot of people will play this for a good few weeks at least and have a good time with it, you know, if not just a few days. Like it's something to just have a little bit of fun with, and then you know, maybe set it down after it gets a little bit too pay to win eventually, you know. But right now, it's definitely very enjoyable. It's definitely very new. There's a lot of hype behind it. Lots of people picking it up, making videos on it, and playing it, and it's a good time. So we're just jumping through these early quests, guys. It's just early stuff that you do every single time you reroll. Again, it's going to be about a 10 to 15 minute time period usually. If you're just running through it over and over again, you always want to skip the dialogue and everything, unless, you know, you're going through it for the last time and you just want to see what the story is and all that good stuff. I guess you can go ahead and run through it. That said, you know, usually when people play games like this, it's in pursuit of the end game, not necessarily for the beginning of the game. So you know, the story is probably not going to be all that impactful, even though, you know, it does include some new characters, so I've heard. Obviously Shallot's going to be a new character, but there are some other ones, I suppose. So yeah, by the way, Shallot's the new character that you're seeing on the screen right there. Little blue guy, you know. So that's just going to teach us about dodges, and you just have to go through this again every single time. And then we're going to get beat up by Broly there. Oh, you've done it now. Then I'm going to get my superpower, my main ability, man. Going to get some more damage. And then we're going to get healed. And then we're going to get beat up again. And then Goku's going to be like, let me at him, bro. And we're gonna let Goku in, and he's gonna take some punches, but it's okay because he's a powerhouse. And we're just gonna again roll through this, use main ability, and you know, again, you just need to roll through this as fast as possible every single time. So you know, re-rolling is not gonna be something that everyone does. That said, you know, if you have another device like I do, I've got my old iPhone, I've also got my iPad that I've been re-rolling on. And as you might have seen on Twitter, I actually did get a pretty darn good reroll that I'm considering keeping, but we're gonna have to see if I can get anything good with this one. But yeah, it's definitely it's a time-consuming thing to do, but down the line, especially if you plan on sticking with the game, it's going to be definitely worth it. So we're gonna go ahead and Rising Rush again, just teaching us all of the different mechanics of gameplay. We're going to go ahead and choose the punch card. This is just sort of a luck-based thing. And I love the animations, I gotta say. I really am a big fan of the animations in this game. They're pretty fantastic. The battles, you know, they look good. It's not like Dokkan where it's like, it's not super visually appealing, at least most of the time. Some of the animations are really cool, I'll admit, okay? But most of the time, it's not the most visually appealing game. It's fun in the team building and, you know, strategy and progression and all that. That's relatively satisfying. But the actual visuals and gameplay in this game are really solid. I really can appreciate that. And I've heard that PvP is not the greatest right now. I'm hoping that they'll fix that soon enough, because otherwise, I have literally no issues with putting a lot of time into this game and trying to get good at it, and you know, maybe giving you guys regular content on it. I'd definitely be totally down to do that. This is one of my most anticipated game releases of the summer, so I figured we might as well just dip our toes in the water, so to speak, and try to see how warm it is, you know. And you've got to do this last fight before you can actually do your reroll. So we're running up on 10 minutes right now, which again is not that long. Like, it's really not going to take you too super long to go ahead and do these re-rolls, but it's longer than some other games. So, you know, again, keep that in mind, because you never know. Like, it depends on the situation that you're in. If you've got a lot of extra time, maybe, you know, this weekend or something, you got a bunch of time that you just want to waste on it, and try to get a good account, then maybe you spend some time on it, especially if you've got some extra devices like I do. But otherwise, probably not. You know, you might just want to go with what you have early on. But yeah, those sparkling characters, or sparking characters, I can't remember which one it is. We'll hopefully see shortly. They're pretty awesome, and definitely the top tier in PvP at the moment. As you can see, going up against these Cybermen, very, very easy, not difficult whatsoever. And we're just going to go ahead and knock them out as soon as possible. Looks like we're about to get a Rising right there. That's nice. One more Dragon Ball to go. Go ahead and bop him real good right there. That's going to be a finish. And GG right there. And that's going to be the last actual quest you need to go through, or tutorial you need to go through, before you can do your summons. So you're going to grab Krillin, you're going to grab Yamcha. Neither of which are very overwhelmingly powerful, but, you know, you're going to be relying pretty much on what you pull otherwise. So let's go ahead and just get out of this tutorial. And yeah, we got some extra, whatever the paid currency is called. And we're going to skip this. Then it's going to take us over to the summoning panel. This is what you want. You're going to do a single summon and get Extreme Goku immediately. And, you know, if you're doing normal summons on your main account, you probably want to go and sit through the animation because it's kind of fun, especially when, you know, you are going ahead and spending some cash on it, maybe doing a video on it even. It's something that it's kind of fun to sort of just sit around and do. But yeah, this is going to be the last thing that we need to do before... Yes, I know, I am aware. Okay. Read through all that stuff once because it is valuable information. I've just done it about 50 times at this point, so it's just not worth it. Anyways, oh, animated card. He fires a Kamehameha. Awesome. Okay. So, you have to do your name. We're going to be Chiken as always. And make sure you don't screw with the name. I don't know if you can change it or not, so just throwing that out there. We're going to go ahead and just grab our free gems or whatever they're called. Again, you know, paid currency. That's what you want to get. And then now we are good to go. It's going to pop up with a menu. And then King Kai's going to be like, do some missions. And you're like, nah, I don't feel like it, man. I don't feel like it. So what you're going to do now is you're going to go to the presents, which is important because there's a lot of them right now. You get a ton of them. So many gifts, guys. So many gifts. So now we have a couple extra hero characters, and we've also got 3,059 of that paid currency up there. Now what you're going to do is you're going to go over and you're going to do a single summon, the daily single, which is going to be a discounted single summon down from 100 to 20. You're going to skip over it because you're trying to do it quickly and reroll and all that good stuff. We got a Frieza. I'm not exactly excited about that. What you want, and hopefully I'll be able to show you guys soon, is your first two summons. You want to save the third summon for the future date if you can. We didn't get anything too amazing out of that, unfortunately. Nappa's pretty good, but I mean, I don't know, man. Not exactly what we were looking for. Can we please get something decent out of this next multi? There's a lot of variance in multis, guys. So we're going to see what we get out of this one. Maybe something decent? Yeah, baby. That's what I'm talking about. Okay. So as soon as we get through this, I can show you exactly what I'm talking about. So you see that Vegeta. You see this dude. This guy right here. He's going to be a... Okay, it's sparking, not sparkling. Apologies. Anyways, he's going to be the one you're looking for. One of the ones you're looking for anyways. It's pretty powerful. As you guys can see, has a lot of power. And I believe his ability is pretty awesome as well. He also has a character tag that's going to be beneficial for team building in the future. Very, very powerful character right off the bat. One of the best ones in the game right now. So definitely think that that's one you should be aiming for. But sparking characters in general, if you can get like 3 or 4 of them right off the bat, is generally going to be pretty awesome as well. I have an account right now where I got Super Saiyan Goku, and I believe I also got Piccolo, who are both very, very solid characters as well. Now, this is not an account I think that I'm going to keep, but we'll do our last summon to make sure. If you get a lot of good stuff from the last summon, obviously you're going to want to keep it. But, you know, you do want to, if you can, get a few really, really good sparking characters right off the bat with your first 2 summons so you can save the last 1,000, whatever it's called, currency, 1,000 paid currency for a future banner, because obviously, you know, future better characters will come out. This is only the first banner of the game, so we're going to go ahead and do this last one. Make sure we're throwing away the account because right now it's just not worth keeping. And yeah, it's going to be no more sparking characters. So this is an account that I would not keep, okay? I would recommend re-rolling again, and, you know, maybe you want to keep it, but probably not. You know, it's possible that you can get a lot more than this, or a lot more out of it than just one sparking character, even if that character is really solid. You can get none of them, and that's happened to me a few times, more than a few times, actually. Quite a few times at this point. But you definitely want to keep re-rolling right now and see if you can get at least 2 or 3, you know, if not more, because eventually you're going to roll the dice and you're going to get all 6s, you know, eventually. If you roll 3 dice at the same time, you know, it might take you a little while, it might take you quite a few re-rolls, but you're going to get all 6s eventually. So, you know, eventually you're going to get a really, really solid re-rolled account. and that's going to be what you're going to want to go ahead and stick with. And by the way, just so you know, you're going to want to go to data transfer settings and link it to your Game Center, your Google account, your Facebook account, your Twitter account. Link it to everything. Make sure that you can't lose it. Once you do eventually get an account that is worth keeping. So right now we're going to go over how you reroll. Now, this is very simple, but for some reason people just haven't really seemed to figure it out largely. So basically what you're going to do is you're going to close out the app, guys. You're just going to close it out and you're going to delete it. You're not going to do anything. Don't link it to anything. Just delete the app. That's going to delete the account in effect. Now you're going to go back to the App Store, which I will not show you guys because I don't want anyone to get my account information, but we're going to be back in just a second. You're going to re-download the app, okay? All right, so it just re-downloaded. Very, very easy. You can get around having to actually search the app up again if you go to purchased and then just download it from there. And as you can see, we're going through the same settings that we did right off the bat earlier on in this video, just about 15 minutes ago. So don't allow, and then we will accept all, blah 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 blah, accept light version as always. And then once you actually do find an account that you're going to keep, you want to go ahead and download all. It's also in the other settings because that's going to give you the higher res textures and all that good stuff. So start new game, and then we got to do another puzzle. That's just, again, so, a bot can't go through and run accounts for you. Because in the past, with, like, Dokkan, for example, there have been people that have made bots that actually re-roll accounts until they get something decent out of it. And then, people do that on a large scale, so they have, like, hundreds of bots running at the same time. And it's just kind of crazy. So, we're going to do minimum data download again. And then, that's just sort of their mechanism for trying to prevent that. I'm sure people will be able to get around it, or at least make it so, like, that's the one thing that requires human interaction or something like that. I can't imagine it'd be hard to beat that CAPTCHA, though, so I'm sure that someone's going to figure it out sooner or later. Anyways, as you can see, we're downloading again, and just to prove to you guys that we have totally restarted the game at this point, we will wait for just a second, and it's going to start up the tutorial as soon as this finishes downloading. And there we go. Restarted the tutorial, if I can talk. Anyways, so that's how you reroll, guys. Definitely make sure you get a few sparking characters right off the bat. They are fantastic. And we'll talk about, like, team building and stuff and all of these awesome things that surround this game, leveling and all that good stuff in future videos if you guys want to see it. Again, make sure you drop me a like, drop me a sub. If you guys want to see more of this content, let me know in the comments below. And I would be happy to make more because I really think this is going to be a very fun game, especially when we get into some actual PvP and competitive content. I think it could be absolutely fantastic. I'm not sure how pay to win it's going to end up being in the end, but right now I'm feeling pretty good about it. I think that it could be pretty awesome, even for a free-to-play player. And I have really no indications that it's going to go, hard pay to play, $100 a week spender plus to be competitive level just yet. So, I'll definitely keep my eye out for that kind of thing because, again, Dokkan's known for, and just generally Dragon Ball Z, iOS gacha games or mobile gacha games are generally known for that sort of thing, taking advantage of players and putting out lots and lots and lots of content that costs a lot of money to get. But Legends so far seems pretty good, especially with this gift that is being able to reroll very, very easily. So again, let me know in the comments, do you want to see more Dragon Ball Legends content, guys? Hope you got something out of today's video. Let me know on Twitter at RazorChiken, spelled Chiken, by the way, if you're new to the channel, what your best pulls are, and if you're deciding to keep your account with those pulls or not. Anyways, that's going to be it for this one. Have a fantastic day, and until the next one, guys, peace.